President, I rise today to discuss the Financial Services and General Government Appropriations Bill for 2019. As chairman of the subcommittee, I have really enjoyed working with Ranking Member Senator Coons and all the members of the Appropriations Committee. However, for many members of this chamber who are not on the Appropriations Committee, today will be the first close look at the appropriation bill from our subcommittee. It's been months in process, many oversight hearings, a lot of debate, a lot of amendments to be able to go back and forth, and a tremendous amount of input from members all over this body. But it's finally actually on this floor. It's been nearly 7 years since the Financial Services and General Government Appropriations Bill has actually been considered on the Senate floor. On November of 2011, the Senate began consideration of a combined appropriations package for energy and water, financial services, state and foreign operations. Unfortunately, the floor consideration of that bill was halted shortly after it began, and members were not able to offer amendments or have their voices heard. We're looking forward to that changing today. This week's debate will subject the Financial Services and General Government Appropriations Bill to public scrutiny, an open amendment process on the Senate floor for the first time since the subcommittee was established in 2007. This is too long coming. I applaud the leadership of Chairman Shelby and Vice Chairman Leahy, who are determined to see the committee return to regular order. A little bit of sunshine will help us in this process. I'm a firm believer that openness and transparency result in a better legislative process. It's my hope that today starts that trend where the appropriation bills are seldom seen outside the committee typically, but bills like the Financial Services Committee, the Interior Appropriation Bill, all of those can be debated openly and amended on this Senate floor. We've made a concerted effort to make responsible decisions allocating resources and to be responsible to the requests that we have received from members of both sides of the aisle. And we do welcome continued input and proposed amendments through other members. This bill, the Financial Services and General Government Bill, totals $23,688 million. It includes funding for a diverse group of 27 different independent agencies. It includes the Executive Office of the President, the Department of the Treasury, the Federal Judiciary, and the District of Columbia. The bill does not include any budget gimmicks or empty chimps. Those are changes in mandatory programs that are often used as a gimmick by the appropriations. It does not include those. The bill provides targeted funding increases for the Treasury Department to combat terrorism financing, for the federal courts to support their administrative actions and their justice, for the GSA's federal buildings funds, including the acquisition of the headquarters building for the Department of Treasury, rather than continuing to pay $49.4 million in annual rental payments for a building that is our headquarters. We need to move to actually owning that building to be able to save the taxpayers that money. This bill also fully funds GSA's request for basic repairs and for major repairs. Basic and major repairs are not glamorous appropriation accounts, but they're exceptionally important to maintain and protect the taxpayers' dollars. The bill also makes critical investments for our nation's financial markets by providing targeted increases for the Securities and Exchange Commission and for the Commodities Future Trading Commission. After years of flat funding for the CFTC, the Commodities Future Trading Commission, including a $1 million cut last year, this bill provides an increase to CFTC in recognition of their critical role overseeing our swaps, futures, and options markets. Support for the CFTC was a priority for a number of senators in this chamber of both sides of the aisle, and I'm pleased that we were able to accommodate it this year. The bill also provides $11.26 billion to the Internal Revenue Service for the administration of our nation's tax laws. Of this amount, $77 million is dedicated to implementing the new Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. That bill has been enormously successful in helping turn around our economy, where our GDP growth has grown exponentially over the last year. But we have to be able to fully implement that bill. That additional $77 million is dedicated to that. Aside from tax reform, we're also able to provide an increase of $75 million in base funding for the IRS. This increase will increase the operations support account over fiscal year 2018. It will also provide for investments in future information technology infrastructure, and it will reduce their reliance on their legacy systems. The total amount for the IRS includes $2.5 billion for taxpayer services, $4.86 billion for enforcement. We have two critical goals for the IRS: improving taxpayer access to quality customer service, and addressing the tax gap, the amount owed but actually not paid. The IRS needs help in the customer service area. They've asked for additional funding. We've asked them for additional focus on customer service, and we've given that this time. But we've also asked the IRS to deal with the tax gap. Those are taxes owed that individuals do not pay. This is not a change in tax law. It's enforcing existing tax law. Our current tax gap is right at $400 billion a year. Addressing that tax gap is critical to reducing the deficit and restoring our nation's fiscal health. The bill also prioritizes the federal government's response to the opioid crisis. Our bill keeps our nation's focus on the high-intensity drug trafficking areas program with $280 million allocated, and the drug-free communities program with $99 million allocated through the Office of the National Drug Control Policy. The bill also provides a funding increase to the United States Postal Service Inspector General to address the growing concern of narcotics trafficking through the mail, and we have to be able to pay attention to that. The bill includes $2 million in new funding for the Council of Inspectors General for Integrity and Efficiency for improvements to the website oversight.gov. And if folks have not already gone to oversight.gov to be able to see the work of our Inspectors General, I would encourage them to do that. But it needs some additional help. But their work needs to be highlighted, and we need to actually implement those recommendations. IGs are on the front lines of the efforts to reduce waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government, and their recommendations produce billions of dollars in cost savings, and we need to be able to actually see those and to be able to implement it. Oversight.gov has improved the accessibility and prominence of their work. I'm confident this effort will produce even greater savings in the future by maintaining the database of open IG recommendations at oversight.gov. Again, I do want to thank my friend Senator Coons and express my appreciation for the way that he and his staff have worked with us this year. As this bill moves forward, I look forward to hearing from all of our colleagues about how we can further address their priorities through the amendment process. We look forward to doing something historic, actually passing an FSGG bill on the floor of the Senate and to be able to work through this process in an open and transparent way. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.